LPT request: is 30 young enough to turn life around after a brutal addiction? My 37-year-old sister says it's too late in life for me. 30 meters. I'm going to school for dental hygiene next year. Please give me some hope. I'm 16 months clean. Can I still get a beautiful and caring woman, and a nice house in 5 to 7 years?
My mother turned it around at 50. She died in sober mind, surrounded by all her children. She repaired her relationship with her kids and siblings, and burned the image of a loving grandmother into the next can do this. That being said, house saving is a long road, and some of your goals will take time. It's important to focus on what's in front of you, so you don't get discouraged, but it's all achievable in your lifetime.
Think like this: in 7 years from now, you'll be 37. You can be 37 with everything you described, or 37 without anything of that. Either way, you'll still be 37. So it is literally up to you to choose which 37-yo version of you will be. 30 is young, bro. I believe in you and I'm wishing for the best.
Yeah dude, I hate to say don't listen to your sister. But, don't listen to your sister. I'm 29, got my together around 25 to 26 after many attempts. Took me a while to get back to baseline. I had no idea what that even was. But I feel great now. I was in treatment with people much older than you and I. And they're still doing good. You have the opportunity to do whatever the you want to do. I believe in you, man.
So it's always the right time to do the right on 16 months. Dude, keep it. Had to rebuild my whole life at 45 after a nasty divorce I didn't see coming. It can be done at 30. I wouldn't put a time frame on it, though, because that sets you up for failure. You could be doing well, things are going alright, but not quite as good as you'd hoped by X time or whatever. And when that time arrives and you realize you're not there, or whatever, that can be an emotional blow that sends you back to a place you don't want to. Just keep working at getting better every day. That's my personal motto. Some days you'll have some wins and will improve. Some days you might not get anything done, or maybe even slip a bit. Either way, it's okay. Just keep going. Tomorrow I will do yourself from people who are how you used to be. They can't help you be better. They can only bring you back to how they are. Instead, surround yourself with people like who you want to be and make friends with them. Lean on them when things go badly, and be supportive to them when they need it as well. So it's not just all taking and no real with these people. Don't fake things. You don't have to tell them your life story out of the gate, but people can sense when you're being dishonest. Don't blow it by being that. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon, and no one gets out care, dude.
Mate, you're 30? You'll be 50 someday, laughing at the fact you thought 30 was too old to do anything. Then you'll be 70 laughing at 50, and so on. Best time to plant a tree was yesterday. The second best time is today. You've got this. Huge congratulations on 16 months clean. That's legendary. If you can kick that, then you can do anything.
It's never too late to do anything. I was homeless in my early 20s, and worked in a warehouse with 2 kids at 30. I'm approximately 40 and work as a senior vice president at a global tech company and manage the entire no person that can hold you back from success other than yourself. You've got this, and have tons of time to get started. Even now I feel young enough to start over if needed, so don't stress at all.
If you made it to 16 months clean after a addiction, what can't you do? I admire the out of you, and I wish you all the best.
Your sister is wrong.
Doing it at 30 is better than doing it at 31. Seriously though, it's obviously going to be a setback financially, and there will be some women who won't date you. You can't change that, but you control your actions going forward, and it sounds like you're doing the work. You can be proud of that.
You're only 30. As a 50-year-old, let me tell you that you have more than time to turn your life around. Just try to stay away from joys like your sister. Being around good and positive people is very important. It's great to have goals, but also don't put too much pressure on yourself. The house may happen in 10 years and the wife in 2. Nobody knows. Just focus on what you have to do right now to be what you want to be. It's okay to put yourself first. Healing takes time.
Turn it around now. Saying, "Am I too old?" is just an excuse to keep using.
It does get a little easier, but you've got to do it every day. That's the hard part. But it does get easier.
Achieving these goals is similar to beating addiction. It's all about the routine. Just like you might attend NA meetings and talk with your sponsor, you have to consistently save money and prepare for these things. The bright side is, unlike addiction, a bad day doesn't have to be a complete derailment. It's going to happen. Sometimes the bad days turn into a week, but stopping the stack is key.
My grandparents did the same. My cousins and I only known them as the loving people they became. My mom later told me about her childhood, where her parents were alcoholics, drug addicts. She grew up in a very unstable home because of it. They definitely weren't the best parents to her, but to my generation they were their best selves. There is always time to turn it around.
I had someone in the 50 club too. Turned it all around and became a loving, gentle grandfather.
I wish my bio parents could do this. I want to try and help them, but with the amount of mental illness that run rampant through them, I'm not sure it's safe for me to do so. I'm also terrified that if they ever do stop, they will pass from their body being so dependent on the drugs. They look horrid, as if they're around 70 to 80 years old at 50.
How fast can I come back from bankruptcy? About how long did it take you to reach baseline? What kind of differences were there?
This can't be stressed enough. I got sober in 2008 at 29, and filed for BK a short time later. The only way I got through it was one day at a time. 43 now, and life gets better every day. It's all asterisk about the journey, not the destination. Good luck.
Can I come back from bankruptcy?
The jogger, right?
Anyone struggling with addiction should watch BoJack Horseman.
Dude, my mom recovered from that in a few years. Keep it together, you'll be amazed how quickly things can turn around. You got this.
Honestly, I don't know, man. But you definitely have to take a few steps, right? So start with that. Get a job. Honestly, I'd say anyone that pays enough so you can eat and have a roof over your head. Then you just keep going and figuring it out. Also, get help. From friend not associated with your previous drug life, or even from social workers or any kind of association that helps people in recovery. There's no shame in that. Just focus on keeping yourself clean and making the right decisions.
It doesn't take that long, maybe 2 years if you're careful and intentional with your finances. Check with your bankruptcy attorney about credit rebuilding programs. Don't ever pay for them. 7 years someone else mentioned is when you can file again. They stay on your credit report for 10 years. Disclaimer. This is for a Chapter 7 or, straight, bankruptcy.
7 years and it's gone.
Don't get stuck on how long it will take to feel normal, or how many years until you get XYZ. Take each day and give it a. Ignore people who are not rooting for you. You'll be surprised how your perspective can change how you feel. Hard to put a timeline on it, man. It's also hard if you've been using for a long time to know what normal feels like. I can promise you this, it's worth it no matter how long it takes. It took me 3 trips to treatment and different IOP programs, therapy and a strong support system. It still crosses my mind and my brain still thinks it sounds good sometimes. I'll never forget how bad it hurt and how much work I put in to change my life. I don't want to go through that again. I started feeling better when I looked at all the stuff I had been avoiding, stopped hanging out with people that didn't have a positive influence and or forward momentum in their life. When I realized the people who told me I couldn't do it were full of and didn't matter to you can get all the things you want in life, if you keep fighting the good fight. I'm married with twin boys, a solid career and almost enough dollar to be comfortable lol. Edit, added response.
Hey brother, I fought an addiction until I was between 29 and 30 years old. It took me a year and a half after I stopped doing it to get back to I would consider normal. I pretty much was depressed the first year and didn't leave my house. I thankfully had good support. After that year and a half I went looking for a job and found one that was pretty crappy as an entry-level employee, but it was consistent work that I liked to do. At this job I've worked it for 3 years now. I've worked my way up to the quality control manager position and I am doing better than I ever thought I would. I have a brand new car, my own place, I rent, not own but I live by myself, well taken care of dogs, and enough income to live very comfortably, and I live in HCOL Orange County, California. You can do it. You need to go no contact with your sister for a while bro, assuming that she is not supporting you. She is toxic if she says that stuff and it is going to drag you down. I know that sounds extreme but you will be able to reconnect with her in a few years when you are standing on your own feet and you will feel good about yourself.
Took me a couple years for the cravings to stop, several more years before anything seemed exciting again. I did bounce around a bit, but nothing too crazy. I did move across the country 2x for roles that provided me with more opportunity, and have also written books and spoken at quite a bit of became a bit of a workaholic when I switched careers because 1, I was scared to death I would get fired and go back to manual labor, and 2, I was used to working 2 jobs and putting in a lot of time at getting to the point in my life where I've accomplished everything career-wise that I want, and I'm looking at a new chapter of self-discovery in my life to find what's next.